All right, so we've heard about the Cabernet Sauvignon, and now it's appropriate that we hear something about the Chardonnay, because that was the other winner in the 1976. Those were the two top ones. So I'm going to let Paul give you a very first-hand story that relates directly to Chateau Montelena.
I guarantee my story's gonna be a little shorter than Mark's.
Which is always easy.
Okay. My story starts a little bit later than Mark's, but my interest in wine. I used to drink wine back in the mid-'80s, that gallon jug called Gallo in the screw cap.
Hardy Burgundy and
That was Burgundy. You must have had the same one. Yes, indeed. But a friend of mine introduced me to said, want to go wine tasting? I said, well, what's that? She said, we'll go to this place called Napa. And I said, I guess we'll find it. So we went to the farthest end of Napa, up near Calistoga, to this little winery called Chateau Montelena. That was my first wine tasting. Go in, and very cordial. It was the older building, the older tasting room. And it was a wonderful experience. We tasted some wines. The Chardonnay was wonderful, as Buddy alluded to a moment ago. Cabernets and the Zins. Everything was wonderful. That was my inspiration for winemaking. I tasted this wine. I said, how in the hell did I've been drinking this, and that's available? So I decided I was going to learn how to make wine. But in the meantime, I stayed as a club member of Chateau Montelena. And as a club member, you get little perks, and you get invited to the private parties. And I got to know Bo Barrett on a personal level. So Bo and I was just a little home winemaker at that point, learning how to make wine. I'd go up and tell my experiences, and he said, yeah, I've already forgotten what you're just learning, but that's okay. But it was very cordial up there. And one of the experiences I remembered was we were at their movable feast, which was an event where they had wine tasting in different positions throughout their estate, and they had the little lakes around the perimeter that you could walk around and taste the wines and pair the foods. Well, it was just out of this world. And the friend I was with back in the mid-90s introduced me, says, let's stay for a little while and we have some more wine. I said, great. One thing led to another, and Bo said, Paul, I'm good to see you. How'd you like to play bocce ball with us? And I said, okay, I don't know how, but I'm gonna learn quick. Next thing I know, I'm down on their private bocce ball court, smoking cigars, drinking library 70s Cabernets to die for good. Being a good host, I let him win the bocce ball.
Sure.
But a guest, I should say. But at the same time, I learned a lot about winemaking, and with Chateau Montelena. You'll see when we go inside, I have been a collector of Montelena for a number of years. I've got a pretty nice cellar of his wines, of their wines, and we're not having them tonight.
But they're open now.
But
Depends how much you drink.
that's true. Yes.
Those openers.
But the other side story to this was my trip to France, which was just a couple of years ago. And things have changed since Mark's trip. When I went to France, my wife and I decided we were going to spend about a month in France. We started in Paris and went down the river hit the Burgundy side of it. And then we crossed over for 3 weeks over into Bordeaux. We stayed at a chateau. I learned more about winemaking in France. But what I did unique and different is I brought 18 bottles of the Cuvee wine in my suitcase, which was specially designed to carry that wine. And I smuggled it in, I might add. So every winery that we went to, I would say, I'm a California winemaker. I would like to enjoy your wine. And with all the different regions, Olay, Moldov, and so on, all over the Bordeaux region, I was tasting wines. And the winemaker would say, oh, you're a California winemaker? I said, oui. I said, I would like to honor you with a gift of my wine. They reciprocated. I brought some home, excuse my French, some good shit that I smuggled in without any duty. But it was such a treat to see that receptive. They were so cordial to see a California winemaker bringing their California style of wines. And of course the name Cuvée lent itself a little bit. And so the main question that I was always asked is, Monsieur, and how many hectares is your chateau? And I didn't know enough French to say, 8 vines, because that was what my chateau is. So the long and short is it was a great experience. And Mark, you were a nice restaurant, but they were so cordial. We brought in Cuvee wine to share, and in turn they gave us back French wine. One of the bottles I later found out was $750 bottle of wine.
Wow.
I still have it, by the way. I'm not going to drink that.
You didn't bring that out either?
No. I left that at home to see it.